What's up, Mavs fans? Welcome into NBA Now from Chat Sports, and today I'm going to be breaking down and grading some of the top Mavericks from this season. But before I get into that, I want to talk about just how much I miss the NBA regular season. And if you miss the NBA as much as I do, if you miss watching Mavs basketball as much as I do, I need you to do one thing. Type MFFL in the comment section below. Just tell me how big of a Mavs fan for life you are, and tell me how much you miss Dallas Mavericks basketball. Now, the four guys I'm going to talk about today, it's pretty simple. I think it's four of the best players, four of the best scorers on the Dallas Mavericks. It's Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Seth Curry, of course. Now, I love all four of these guys. There's a lot more guys I would love to grade, like Dorian Finney-Smith and Maxi Kleber, but maybe we'll save those for another video. Now, before I get into my grades, I want to tell you about our friends over at Fanatics that are hooking up Mavs fans and NBA fans alike with some incredible deals. And this one, you get 30% off this gray logo t-shirt. When you go to chatsports.com/MavsGray, you can get this t-shirt for under $20. It's an incredible deal. I already picked one up for myself. Go get one for yourself today. Let's start off right now with Luka Doncic, the Dallas Mavericks MVP, one of the top 5 MVP candidates in the league right now, the best second-year player in the league right now, and one of the most incredible up-and-coming superstars. I give him an A+. It's pretty simple. He's had an incredible year. He doesn't deserve anything less than an A+ because his numbers speak for themselves. Let's look at those numbers right now. 28.7 points per game, 8.7 assists, and 9 rebounds. 31.8% from 3. We all expected that 3-point percentage to go up a little bit, but it just didn't happen. That's okay. Now let's look at his rookie season compared to his season this year, because again, the improvement and the numbers speak for themselves. His rookie year, he was putting up 21.2 points per game, 8 boards and 6 assists, 42% from the field, and 32% from 3. The only number in that entire list that took a step back was his 3-point percentage, and it's just because he was taking a little bit more than he was in his rookie year. But you see the field goal percentage go up at 46.1% because Luka Doncic knows how to get to the rim, and he knows how to bully smaller defenders when he gets there. So that's why that field goal percentage is up, and then of course the numbers across the board all go up as well. Now let's look at that MVP race that I was just talking about. This list right here, these top 5 MVPs. This is not a list I came up with, so you can't say, oh, Jimmy, you're biased. You like Luka too much. No, this list is from Basketball Reference. They come up with all the stats that are important to an MVP race, and they put them in the top 5 guys they have right now. Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks, putting up nearly 30 points per game. No argument there, one of the best defenders as well. LeBron James, of course, of the LA Lakers, leading the best record in the NBA and one of the best players in the NBA right now, 25.7 points per game, a great assist as well, great passer as well. James Harden, of course, you can't count him out because he's putting up 34 points per game. Anthony Davis, like Giannis, getting it done on both ends at 26.7 points per game and blocking shots left and right. And then number 5, Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks, 28.7. Now, who knows how the rest of this season would have played out? Maybe we'll get to see it eventually. But Luka Doncic, as of right now, is a top 5 MVP candidate. So now the question becomes for Mavs fans, for Luka Doncic, for the NBA as a whole, how many MVPs is Luka Doncic going to win? Because I know he's going to win one. He's going to win at least one in his career, but how many will he win? 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you think. Put it down in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think. Let's talk about the other Maverick superstar. It's Kristaps Porzingis. I'm giving him an A- grade here. Now, he doesn't get an A+, he doesn't get an A from me because the first half of that season was pretty rusty. Now, let's remember, he was shaking off an injury. He hadn't played basketball in a year and a half, so he, really wasn't even the whole first half. It was really that first fourth of the season. A little bit rusty from KP, but he turned it around, and he gets an A- from me. Now, at the All-Star break, I gave him a B, and now I'm bumping that up because he proved himself, especially when Luka Doncic got hurt. When Luka was hurt, this looked like Kristaps Porzingis' team. He was putting up 30 points per game. He was putting up a bunch of boards, blocking a bunch of shots, and making every 3 he shot. But for the season as a whole, the numbers are still really, really good. 19.2 points per game and 9.5 rebounds to go along with 1.7 block shots per game and nearly 35% from 3. Now, he's a better shooter than that. He's better than 35% from 3, but, that was his percentage because he was shooting a pretty good amount, and a lot of those came from really, really long distance as well. Got to remember all those logo shots, he was knocking those down too. Now, when Dwight Powell got hurt, KP gets moved to the 5. And that's where we really start to see an increase in his numbers. So that starting 5, when Porzingis was the starting center, Luka Doncic at the point, with Seth Curry and Tim Hardaway Jr. both in the lineup together, they put Dorian Finney-Smith at the 4 and Kristaps Porzingis at the 5. Now, some nights, yes, Maxi Kleber was in there instead of Dorian Finney-Smith, like when they played the Pelicans and he had to guard Zion. But KP at the 5 just makes a lot of sense because he's the rim runner and he can stretch the floor. All 5 of those guys are three-point threats. Luka Doncic, obviously a three-point threat. Seth Curry, one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Tim Hardaway Jr., another top three-point shooter in the league. Dorian Finney-Smith really came into his own with his three-point shot, and then, of course, Porzingis. Now, one thing I want to look at, one final thing with KP, are his totals for this year. 981 points, 106 block shots, 126 three-pointers made, and 483 rebounds. Now, why are these numbers so important as opposed to his points per game, his averages? Because no other player in the league, not a single one, has blocked at least 106 shots and made at least 126 three-pointers. None of them. Nobody has done that except for the unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis. So now I want you to grade his season for yourself. I've given my spiel. I'm giving him the A-. Maybe you want an A+, maybe you want an A, maybe you want a B, maybe you don't like it at all, maybe you want a C. Whatever it may be, let me know what your grade is for KP in the comment section below. Now, Mavs fans, before I move on to my next player, which will be Tim Hardaway Jr., I got to remind you to subscribe to Chat Sports. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. You get great NBA coverage despite no NBA. You get great NFL coverage. We were the #1 NFL draft coverage on the internet this last week. You don't want to miss anything. Go hit that big red subscribe button. Get us to 180,000 subscribers. Now let's talk about him. Tim Hardaway Jr. One of my favorite Mavericks, a guy who I didn't expect to be this good. Excuse me, I'm giving him an A here this season. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been off the charts doing things that we never expected him to do. Like I said, became one of the best three-point shooters in the league and has become a very capable defender as well. Usually the best wing on the other team that's not being guarded by Dorian Finney-Smith is being guarded by Tim Hardaway Jr. His numbers, 15.8 points per game, 2 assists, 3 boards, and that 40.7% from 3 is where he makes his money. That is his bread and butter. Tim Hardaway Jr., the best three-point shooter on the Dallas Mavericks this year. Now, one important fact that I want to look at is the guys in the league who have made at least 185 threes and are shooting 40% from 3, otherwise known as the guys that shoot a lot and they make a lot. And Tim Hardaway Jr. is one of those 4. Duncan Robinson of the Miami Heat, outstanding season. One of the best three-point shooters, actually the best three-point shooter in the league right now. Davis Bertans of the Washington Wizards, a guy that I love on the Mavs, 42.4% from 3. Bojan Bogdanovic over on the Utah Jazz, shooting 41% from 3. And then you got Tim Hardaway Jr., who's made a lot of threes, and he's taking a lot of threes as well, 40.7% for THJ, the third best Maverick on this team, bar none, not even close. But now, there's a question going into the offseason with Tim Hardaway Jr. Will he be a Dallas Maverick in 2020 and 2021? Let me know. Y for yes, N for no. Now, here's the thing. He's got a player option, so it's up to him. Will he accept that? Will he turn it down? If he does turn it down, he can still re-sign, but will the Mavs do it? Let me know in the comment section below what you guys want. Now, before I get to my final player, which is Seth Curry, I want to tell you about our friends over at Fanatics that are hooking up Mavs fans with a great deal. I already told you about it. Now, go ahead, open the link, hit link in new tab, open it up, and go to chatsports.com/MavsGray. Go get 30% off this Dallas Mavericks t-shirt. You will not regret it when you save some money with Fanatics. All right, last but not least, Seth Curry. Now, I'm giving him a B+. I know you're like, Jimmy, you gave 3 A's. You got to switch it up a little bit. Okay, I'm switching it up here. Seth Curry, B+. I just wasn't that impressed with him in the first half of the season. He came in as a starter. He took Tim Hardaway Jr.'s job, and then he got hurt and lost his own job. And so that first half was real shaky. Rick Carlisle wasn't giving him as many minutes as he should have been getting. He was still giving guys like Courtney Lee minutes that Seth Curry should have had. And so I was a little disappointed. I didn't love what I saw. But after the All-Star break and after being put back in the starting 5 with KP when Dwight Powell went down, I started to come back around on Seth Curry. And he's again the 6th man. He is our 6th man. He has earned that spot. And he can start as well. I do like him in the starting 5. I'm giving him a B+ for this year. His numbers right here, 12.6 points per game, 2.4 boards, and 2 assists. I would like to see those assist numbers go up a little bit. He could be a better playmaker, if anything. Now, the three-point percentage, I said Tim Hardaway Jr. is the best three-point shooter. I lied. It's Seth Curry. 45.3% from 3 this year for Seth Curry. And why is that so important? Because not just this year, but for his career, Seth Curry is the 2nd best three-point shooter of all time, statistically speaking. Steve Kerr of the Chicago Bulls, for his career, shot 45.4%. Seth Curry right now, his career's not over, but he's shooting 44.3% from 3, the 2nd best of all time. Hubert Davis of the New York Knicks, 44.1%. Duncan Robinson really short career. We can't even really count him yet, but we're going to. He's shooting 43.8%. And same with the late, great Drazen Petrovic. Of course, shot 43.8% from three for the New Jersey Nets as well. Seth Curry, again, gets a B+ from me. It could be a little bit higher if he was a little bit of a better playmaker and the first half of his season has gone well. But that three-point shot is something to remember. Mavs fan, that's going to wrap it up. You can let me know what your grades are for all the Dallas Mavericks down in the comment section below. Maybe even name some guys that I didn't name. Name some guys you'd like to see me grade in the next video. And let's do it one more time. If you miss Mavs basketball as much as I do, type MFFL in the comment section below. And guys, I'll see you next time.